As you can see, we are up here on a roof, or I am up here on the roof, and I want to talk about some common problems that has been facing some of my clients that we've helped them resolve, and also we faced the problems ourselves as well. Hey guys, welcome to AsherGad channel, making Africa home again, one family at a time. Trust you're all doing well wherever you are on the four corners of this planet, working gradually to make your dreams become a reality, especially in this great continent that is the motherland of Africa. All right, so here we are again, Tuesday 6 p.m. GMT. Want to bring you another video today. As you can see, we are up here on a roof, or I am up here on the roof, and I want to talk about some common problems that has been facing some of my clients that we've helped them resolve, and also we faced the problems ourselves as well. Okay, so before I get into that, I just want to again give thanks to our Patreon and PayPal families respectively. Thanks for all your emails and all your donations. It's very much appreciated. So let's get straight into it. So today's video is a brief video all about common automatic pump problems. Okay, common automatic water pump problems. All right, now got a call from a client. I think it was about a couple of months ago, and they were having issues with their automatic pump never going off. You know, it was keeping them up at night, because these things can get loud as well. So it was keeping them up at night, not to mention all the waste in the energy, in the electricity cost, on and on and on, never going off. So it's a bit of a problem. And that problem is normally caused by one of two things. I've talked about it previously on the channel, but today I want to give you a bit more information about how to really solve the problem and the fault finding, depending on your situation. So it's one of two things. It's either the automatic controls, or in Ghana they call it the booster. It's either the automatic control or the booster has a problem, or there's a fault in it, it needs to be changed, or this is what you don't want, or there's a leak somewhere in your house. There's a leak in the pipework, or the joints in particular. The joints where there's a T-joint or a curve, there's a leak in there, and you have to go around trying to find where that leak is before you can resolve that issue. All right, but what I want to do first, I want to demonstrate to you first how to determine whether the problem is with the automatic controls, or whether the problem is with a leak in the pipework that's in your house. So in order for me to do that, I need to go into the house, put a tap on so I can get this pump running, and then demonstrate that to you. So just give me a sec and I'll be right back. Okay guys, yeah, there'll be a bit of a noise in the background when I put the pump on, and also today is a Sunday, so you probably hear a few churches in the background, which is normal for Ghana and probably Africa as a whole. So anyway, this is an example of the automatic water pump. Okay, now what I'm calling the automatic controls, or the booster as some people will refer to it in Ghana, is this orange thing here. Ours is one of the top of the range ones in Ghana here. It's called the Pedrolo automatic booster. So this is what controls whether the pump comes on or off, depending on whether you have a tap on or not. So what we're gonna do right now there's no tap on in the house, so pump is off. Okay, I'm gonna go and put a tap on. There's a tap behind me up here on the roof, so I'm gonna put it on, and just to see if the pump comes on, which it will come on. And I'm gonna try and simulate a situation where you have a problem where, you know, where, let's say, assuming the pump that never goes off, and I'm gonna tell you how to resolve that issue. All right, let's go and turn the tap on first. It's lovely and breezy up here today. although it's sunny as well. Awesome. Anyway, so here there's a bit of a tap here, so let's put this tap on and see what happens. Here we go. You heard it. Not too much. It splashes all over me. Right. Now you guys, I'm sure you can hear the pump in the background. Right. So just a little bit of water, and the pump is on, underway pumping. You can know that you can hear that it's quite loud. I've taken the cover off, so that's even worse in terms of noise breakout. Now, so we had a situation where this pump was never going off previously, even when all the taps were off. The pump was never going off. So we realized that there was a problem with the controller. How did we know that? You have a valve. The yellow thing is a valve for the outlet pipe, and you have a valve for the inlet pipe. Now, what happens is that if there is a problem with the controller, if I close that valve, closing the outlet valve means it's in other sense, it's like closing the tap. So if I close that outlet valve, okay, it's like closing the tap inside the house or wherever in the house. This automatic controller should note that the tap has been closed, and therefore the pump should stop. Okay. However, if I close this valve, okay, and the pump does not stop, that means the controller doesn't realize that the valve is shut, or doesn't realize that the tap is off in the house, and therefore the pump will start again. And that means there's a problem with the controller. So right now, I'm going to close this valve, okay, and when I close the valve, since this controller is working properly, it should turn the pump off eventually. So let's just do that. Let's turn this valve off, or close the valve. Okay, valve is shut. That's the outlet. Let's give it a while. Fingers crossed. It should shut off soon. There you go. Nice one. The pump has shut off. So, which means that the controller is working correctly, because I've shut the water supply off. There's no water flowing. That goes off. Perfect. If you are in a scenario where you shut this off and the pump starts working again, that means there's a problem with the controller and you need to change the controller. Okay? All right. However, if you open this valve, and none of your taps are on in the house, but the pump keeps on flowing, then it means that there is a leak somewhere in the pump. If, however, on the other hand, if I open this valve up and all my taps are closed in the house, there should be no water flowing. But if the pump begins to flow, or comes on, then it means there's a leak on the pipework, outlet pipework, somewhere in your house or in your compound. On the joints in particular, there's a leak, and then you have to go through a fault finding exercise to find where the leak in the pipework or the joint is inside the house, and that's where the headache can really come in. So we had a problem in our house some time ago where the pump would not go off. Okay, and it's been a two-step process to finding the solution. Really, the pump would not go off. And we did that same experiment. Okay, we closed the valve. Okay, pipes are on in the house. We closed the valve, and the pump would not. In fact, it went off. Then it quickly came back on again. Then we realized there was a problem with the controller. So okay, no problems. We changed the controller or the booster. We changed it, and then everything seemed fine. You know, it worked for about 3 weeks or so, no problems. We thought that was it. Nice. Then all of a sudden, after about 2 or 3 weeks, sleeping one day, all of a sudden we heard the pump come on. It's quite loud. You know, so really, really annoying. We changed the controller, yet still the problem seemed to still be there. So in that first situation, that means there's a problem with the controller, as well as there being a leak somewhere in the pipework, the outlet pipework. So really annoying. I think we lived with it for about maybe a month or so, and then funny enough, I got a call from a client who's having the same problem, and managed to find a very good plumber, somebody who works for Ghana Water Company. I guess that's one advantage when you come to live in Ghana for a while, especially myself. You're working in the construction industry, you meet many artisans, and now I can safely say that I found a number of good artisans when it comes to plumbing, or even the electricians as well. Not many, but one or two good ones that I can rely on, or recommend, which is great as well. So back to what I was saying. Yeah, so this particular client had the same issue, and we managed to resolve it. So I'm going to share that with you, how to resolve this issue. If your controller is okay and you still have a situation where the automatic pump is never going off, then it means, as I said before, there is a leak in the pipework. Now, the leak in the pipework is unlikely to be the actual physical pipe itself, which is buried in the walls or something. It's more likely to be at the joints, okay, where they weld the pipe connection together, and the T-joints at the junctions. That is where the leak is likely to be, okay. And what I'm talking about is, I'm talking about these joints, or any sort of T-joints you can see on the floor there. All right. Now, it's a bit windy up here, so hopefully my voice is still loud enough. Okay, now how do you determine where that leak is? Because it could be anywhere. We have about 5 bathrooms, so the leak could be anywhere. It could be in the pipe that goes to the toilet, WC. It could be the pipe that goes to the shower. It could be the pipe that goes to the basin, the kitchen. So you have to just be patient, take your time, and find the leak. So this is how to find a leak that is in the pipework. You have to turn everything off, every single thing off. Turn off all the taps, make sure all the toilets are full of water. Turn off all the showers. Turn off everything, okay, with the automatic pump on, and then you go around each and every water using item. Make sure the washing machine is off as well, because that uses water as well. And then you turn it on one at a time. So for example, you go into the bathroom, flush the toilet, then listen. Does the pump come on as the water closet or the cistern is filling up? And when the cistern has filled up, does the pump go off? It does. Very good, fantastic. Then that works. Then you move on to the shower. Turn the shower tap on and off. You're going through each and every appliance to make sure that the pump comes on and then goes off. Shower, the taps, jacuzzi, everything. Okay. Now, so we did that. We went through every single area, every single appliance. The pump went on and off, on and off. Everything was working fine until we got to a particular area of the house in the downstairs, bottom corner. That's when we realized this is the area where the problem was, okay? Because we flushed the toilet, okay? If it filled, okay, but then the pump would not go off. Sometimes the toilet overflows as well. When I say overflowing, that it means the cistern is not filling up, and the water is actually going inside the actual bowl. That's another issue. So if that's happening, then the pump will not go off. We corrected that issue, but we found that there was a leak actually outside near one of our bathrooms, but actually outside in the compound. Yeah, there was a leak there, and the way we found out was because we have an external an external stopcock. But I'm going to go outside and show you exactly what I mean, so you have a better understanding. But before we go outside, guys, I'm just going to take a quick break, and I'll be right back. Are you looking to build your dream home in Ghana, or are you building already? Would you benefit from regular site visits to monitor your building and receive regular progress reports? Well, if that's the case, and that's you, look no further. AsherGad Consultancy at your service. We offer the following services: electrical design, construction monitoring inspections, site progress reports, consultation for all items MEP, witnessing of testing and commissioning, periodic snagging, vetting of specialist subcontractors. We also report site activities to you to hopefully help you spend your money efficiently and much, much more. Get in contact for your building needs. Details on the screen. AsherGad Consultancy, making Africa home again, one family at a time. Okay, guys, outside now. Just the final part of this story. I'm going to show you the external stopcock that I was referring to, where we found where the leak was coming from. This was something that really gave me a lot of headache, but I was so happy when we found the solution. I just turn my camera around and show you. Okay, guys, so this is the issue. This is the culprit, if you like. So we have an external stopcock here. Okay, now that external stopcock, there's a pipe that runs obviously in the walls. Okay, and it runs under the compound, under this pavement blocking. It's quite deep down. It's probably at least half a meter down, right? And that pipe is what serves all the external taps. Okay, so we have an external tap along there. Okay, we have another external tap in the farm area. Okay, so you have two external taps there, and we've got another external tap on the other side of the building. Okay, so this stopcock, if you close that stopcock, we will not have any water outside. Okay, so that's the use of that stopcock, to just isolate it if you have an issue. So what happened was, when we got here, we what did we do? Yeah, so when we got here, we opened obviously the pump was off after fault finding all the other areas. So when we got here, okay, we closed this stopcock. Okay, and when we closed the stopcock, the pump would not go off. Okay, the pump would not go off. Remember, we've been to all the various areas, on and off, everything's working fine. But as soon as we got here, and we operated the stopcock, okay, the pump would not go off. And what we realized was the conclusion at that point is that there must be a leak in the pipework under this pavement blocking somewhere along the joints to the external taps, right? And what we had to do is to get rid of this problem. We know that there's definitely not going to be a leak in the wall because that's solid pipe, is where the joints are. So the only thing we had to do then is to remove the pavement blocking in this area, because we were suspecting that where it comes down and it does a turn, there's a joint there. So we removed the pavement blocking in that area, dug about half a meter down, realized that there was a little small leak. So we had to then cut the pipe, redo the joint, re-weld it, test it, leave it there for a few hours, or then we came back the next day, test it to make sure there's no water leaking, then retested the pump, and then we were now okay. So that was the issue. There was a leak in the pipework under the pavement blocking. But with this fault finding exercise, we were able to resolve the issue. Now you see, guys, that is another advantage, or the beauty of having pavement blocking as your landscape finish. Because imagine if my whole compound was solid concrete or reinforced concrete or some sort of really hard landscape finish. It would have cost me so much more and be so much more disruptive getting to the leaky pipe joint. But this was over and done within a few hours. We just had to remove the block work, dug in, remove the dug in under the quarry dust, remove the waterproofing membrane, dug in under the laterite, fix the joint, and resealed everything else. Within about 4 hours, everything was done, and the compound, the blocks were put back in place. Everything was looking great again. So that is an advantage of having pavement blocking. you know, you can easily remove it, fix anything that's gone wrong underneath, and replace it. All right, yeah, guys. So that's how we solved the issue of the automatic pump never going off. It was a real headache, and it was such a relief when we finally resolved this issue, and now it goes on and off as it should be. You know, it's supposed to be automatic. It was not only was the noise a real disturbance, a nuisance, it was also obviously costing us more electricity than necessary because the pump is continuously running. And also, previously, I used to have to go up to the roof, turn the pump on in the morning, go up at night and turn it off. So even though it was an automatic pump, it wasn't really working automatically. But finally, thank the Most High, yeah, finally, yeah, everything's working correctly and it's working automatically as it should do. Okay, so I hope this was useful for you guys. If you have such problems, you know exactly what to do. You know, you can do this fault finding exercise yourself, really. You can go a long way before you need to call a plumber, if you even need to call one at all. And you can just, you know, do it yourself, unless obviously you've got to go under the ground and change the joint, and then obviously you need to get some expert artisan to come and help you out in that regard. Well, I hope that was useful. As usual, like, share, subscribe, you know, comment below, and you know, share the video far and wide. And as usual, tune in next week, Tuesday, 6 p.m. GMT, for another useful and educational video from AsherGad. All right, so from Gad, it's Chemist here, and for me, guys, Yebeshia. See you next time.